Hi, this is Sonia with Artsy Solutions, and welcome to another play day in the asylum. And so for today's episode, I'm going to make an ID card, and it was after seeing Vera from Spilled Coffee Crafts. She made a really neat identification card for her insane asylum journal, and there are a group of us who are making stuff for the insane asylum, and the idea originated from Brenda of Belastaworks, like last year sometime. But this year, well, part of last year and early on this year, I'm starting to try to finish my journal up as well as Vera, because we kind of both got started late with making our asylum journals. And Brenda and I decided we were going to do an ID card similar to how Vera made hers. So that's what I'm going to do today. So what I did was I took a selfie of myself. Not a very good one, but anyway, since it's going into an asylum journal, I basically put it into Canva, uploaded it into Canva, and then turned it from color to like black and white. And then I just printed it out 3 times, twice on 110-pound cardstock, and then once on some what do you call this? Transparency film. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to idle it up. I'm going to be adding some stamps and all kinds of stuff like that to it as well. But I went on ahead and I kind of what's it called? Customized it for myself. And you'll see when it's done. I'll show you all the ins and outs of it. So what I'm going to do first on this first card is I'm just going to add some distress ink, and this is actually going to be a pretty quick video because it's not hard to do. Basically all I'm going to be doing is just stamping. I will be doing some embossing and adding, just layering these pretty much. But I'm going to also tear some of it up. But what I'm going to do on one of the layers, this back layer, I'm going to tear part of my picture up. So let me just, because I want that distorted kind of look, and then I'll be adding it back on, bits and pieces of it back on, and just a little bit, and I'll show you what I'm doing with it. I think I'm going to take some more of my face off. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah. On this particular one I am. And then I'm going to add some embossing, and I'm just going to take this Ranger clear detail embossing pen, and I'm basically just going to emboss my image just so it has like a base color, and you'll be able to see me without it changing or anything whenever I add media, because I am going to add some more media to these. But on this particular one, I'm just going to emboss my image, and I use the clear detail embossing, that way you can still see it. But by doing that, it makes my image more pronounced, so you can see even after adding other layers of stuff on here. So let's go ahead and emboss it. Okay, and then I'm going to add this one over top. I'm going to glue this on top. But you can see the distorted, let's see if I can, get it leveled up. Let me add some glue. I'm just trying to get this lined up. Actually, I think I'm going to take this part off. I'm gonna go back over this with brown. And then I'm also gonna go over it with some black Ranger ink. Some archival ink. I'm just going to try to line this up to where it matches. And I did this before with Seek, Gather, Create, or something similar to this. When I was making we were given certain prompts, and I was making a skeleton. This is going to go over top of it. I'm just going to be lining that up in a little bit. But I'm mainly going to line up the words and stuff. So, but before I do that, I'm going to add some stamps on here. Just some random stamping. Okay, so now I'm going to take this clear, the transparent layer, and I'm going to add some alcohol ink to it. And I'm just going to use a little bit of this dandelion. I'm just going to put a little drop of it on here. And I'm just going to kind of add some color. And then I'm just going to go back through with let's see, I'm going to take some butterscotch and then do the same thing, just kind of dab at it. And then I'm just going to let that dry. I'm just going to kind of visually look at it just to see how that's going to turn out. Let's see. And then I'm just going to cut the size that I want. Basically, I'm just going to cut this almost in half. So this is what, 8.5 by 11 inch paper. So I'm just going to cut it down to like 4 1/4 inches. Then I'm just going to fold this in half. And this is going to basically be like a I was gonna say it could be an insert, but it doesn't have to be an insert. I'm just gonna make it just a car. I'm not even gonna make it, yeah, it'll just be like an insert going in. So what I'm gonna do, I'll have to idle this up over here, but I'm just gonna go around the edges of this and just stress it. I'm just gonna use some sepia. Just gonna go around the edge. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. I'm going to be gluing and stitching. I'm just going to make sure that it's in place, or like, yeah, like it's, and then I'm just going to stitch it. And then I'll cut it. I'm gonna glue this part here and then cut where I need to and then stitch. Alright, so I'm just gonna create a collage for the outer and the inner parts of this thing, and then I'm just going to paint it black after I collage it on here. So basically I'm just going to use, this is some napkin glue top coat. Never used it before, so it may have expired. I guess there's a shelf life for everything. I don't know. So I'm just going to see how this works. I'm just going to get a brush, and then I'm just going to add some stuff on here, some papers. Some of them are going to have textures like embossing on them, and then others are just fillers, just papers, just scraps. And while this is still wet, I'm just going to add a little bit of crackle paste on here, opaque, since it has to dry anyway. So I'm just going to add some. And then I'm going to add some embossing powder. I'm going to add some red, what is this, crackling campfire? Yeah, crackling campfire. Okay, so now that that's dry, I'm going to add some of this sepia alcohol ink over top of this. And I let this dry for about a few hours. I'm just going to take some water and alcohol ink and just let that flow. I think I want to stitch this down so you can see the image a little bit better. So there it is so far. I'm just going to add some black to this, some archival ink, because I don't like all that red. And now I'm just going to add some of this brown paint. And now I'm just going to add some random stamps on here. Okay, and so now I'm going to do the little masking tape trick, not masking tape, but scotch tape trick. And I just put little strips of scotch tape on some wax paper. And I'm just going to take an alcohol dauber and some alcohol ink. And you can use whatever color you like. And I'm just going to use some butterscotch. And I'm just going to add a little bit of alcohol on there and smear it around. And once it's dry, I can peel it up and put it on my little thing, my identification card. Don't really need any over here because I've already got some. I can still put a little piece over there. Actually, I'm going to put a piece coming from the front to the back. I'm going to put a little piece like right here, going around here. And then I may as well just put another little piece. Somewhere, let's see. I'll just put a little piece right here. Well, I can straighten it out. And that's pretty much it. So we have our identification card. Let me try to fix this light. And here I am. I'm trying to get it in good lighting. And then we have my name, Sonia Stover, aka Doctor Who, both doctor and patient. Ward, distorted vision ward, room 9B. Diagnosis, creative perceptive disorder. And clearance level, level 6. Visual hazard unit. Status, under observation. And then we have all of our mixed media, stamping, and just different little things, stitching, and then the different layers of the photo that's on here. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then some stitching, stamping, and then the faux tape or vintage tape looking like stuff. So, and then the back part of it just looks like a kind of like a wallet, but yeah, that's the identification card. And later I may come up with something for closure, but for right now, it'll look good in the journal somewhere, you know, in here. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos, blog, and social media sites. And as always, also make sure you check out Vera from Spill Coffee Crafts, and check out Brenda of Elastaworks, and I'll have their links in the description below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching.